Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live from Favorite Heart, children of God, and that's you, and that's you, and it's me, and that's me, I hope. Will be. I want to try to explain something, but then I don't want to get off track. A lot of times when I come on the video, I say this is improv. I say that because I could plan everything down to like each word and have it extremely rehearsed. I could maybe do like a more semi-rehearsed version, or just see where I go. Just go with the flow. Go with the Spirit of Jesus Christ. Now, He is entertained by me to a great degree. Balls bigger than an elephant, not literally. Although there was that time I had a problem with my ovaries as the doctors did something to me. But then I was able to get it figured out because they were wanting to cut him out or something. No, the one doctor was, hurry up and have babies, even if I wasn't married. Oh, just go on welfare, that's what he said. The other doctor was like, we were going to have to get and cut those out. He was one of the mad doctors on me. Okay, so outside of that, that was forever ago. I mean, literally 20 years or so. The one doctor fucked me up for sure. She did. She hated all pretty white women. She was Oriental Korean. Oh, did I just make a racist comment? No, just literally. I knew a slew of single mothers then, from younger to a little older than me. And there was like a distinct treatment to them when they went. And if they were receiving any help, because they had an estranged father with the children, so say they were on Medicaid or something, she was hacking on their ovaries. And I can give you names, but God said we're past that. There's much, much more for me to experience. Oh yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm counting that money I'm not going to get from the lawsuits because you guys been fucking torturing me for a long time. And you know you have. State of Michigan. I'm going to make some really outlandish comments. I'm probably a little behind. I was getting, Michigan is run by Muslims, not the good group of Muslims, and I think they're dedicated to Qatar, one of those. Now I'm getting more of a Nigerian flair at the jail and stuff, the treatment of other male inmates and female, because I guess we could say that I'm sneaky in a way. So when I could get finally back to consciousness fully after the drugging, after the over-tasing, which would have already caused seizures on its own, plus if I was having to detox. I think I went out more than once. God did his business. I didn't eat, and then we just do the miracle. He had taught me when I was little, because I had to do it because of abuse, and I had to keep front because of the a satanic ritual type of family. I lied to friends if I was asked about things. I had to, because it was as if Tom had a familiar or something. I don't know how he did it, but I swear I would be outside of that circle with him, and I would maybe just share the slightest. And I mean, if no one ever really noticed, I didn't talk about Tom. My mother was controlling. I discussed having to get away from her, and she started the mental health trail on me. My panic attacks and stuff were from severe abuse from them, all the way up and until now. And they used pedophile rings, and they were in them. I didn't know. They kept me traveling a lot when I was little, because when I would pick up on something wrong, and then she was sick, he was sick, the son's tortured, the one a little older, and the oldest daughter is just completely a wreck for a long time. Let's say character development low, just money, and being a lesbian. I don't know. Okay, so, all right. That was a lot of trailing off. This message is 10 days. Or am I just supposed to say 10? Somebody needs something with 10. Why are we on numbers right now? About once or twice a year. I don't know why. You can go to Jesus if you don't get approved with it. You know what? You don't have to watch me. So something with 10, there's 10 days of something. Or 10 days until something. Ecclesiastes 10, I'll probably getting a good can of whoop-ass in that. So I always felt with Ecclesiastes was, it's this elegant, kind of a softer way, not really. And I never find it when I need to. And it's by Psalm. And, oh no, my eyes are going to do the blur. So maybe we should have read first. I think that when we do these, I'm going to have to read first. Because there's this new development with my eyes, and it's worrisome. But I don't really worry about my body. Alright, well, I once did, but like, it's a complicated affair. But I was saying I was taught as a child to leave my body and my spirit, or I wouldn't have lived past 10. That's between the medical malpractice, too high temperatures, sleeplessness, lacking nutrients, and a slew of other problems. Wisdom's characteristics. Someone was reading this. I remember someone saying something about dead flies. Oh, that doesn't matter right now. It's fun, too. Ecclesiastes is very visual. If you're a visual person, you can read. You know, some people actually need to read out loud to themselves. Sometimes I have to think out loud, and that will get you documented if you're watched like me under a microscope for your whole life. In a stupid, disturbing town, by the way. The roots and so much of it are just, you guys, come on. But we must move forward. Because we have like 10 days of something. I don't want to start trilling off into ideas or doubting it. 10 days, I don't know. Maybe I'm dead. Second, no return. No return. I don't know what that means. It will be no return to something that everyone yearns for. But we're not going to get it, if that makes any sense. The younger generations, after the 70s, may not really even know what they're like. What's she talking about? Because they were already born into the technological age. I have my own ideas about technology, and it makes me a hypocrite, because I did start to go online. The first dozen years, I spent most of my time doing research. In between random online college studies, the one college went out of business. The other one was a shit show. And I had some assholes over at the community college blocking me from there. I had taken some courses, but I didn't have the money. But I had gotten go-ahead of the office that I could use the computers if I needed. And someone got a hair up their ass, but nothing new for me. Generally, I provoke everyone's hair on their ass if they're given any amount of exposure to me. Prior to my last several years of ministry, which were a big shift with the henchmen, but we just praise the Lord because Charlie built this really big, cute, beautiful red shed, just like I'd like, and then they were all going to have me on a table. Like, not kidding. That's Monroe, Michigan. That's what they protect, is sick fucks like that. Okay, so now, I knew when technology came, if the advancement of technology didn't slow down, if there wasn't limits put on it, if we didn't stay away from wireless, we were doomed quicker than later. I look at technology as one of the marks, or the mark. I'm actually very addicted to my device. It's part of my life now. I can't go 3 days without it. Jailed 2 weeks, part of it under a drug and military grade terror on me. A bunch of other weird shit they did to me. Or were allowing that, just letting me live in filth and stuff. And enjoying it is, I'm talking gross. For being America. Now, Macomb, that was a bad one, I must say. But they just kill people right there. They just bring the homeless in. The guys that night, the one crew up in Macomb, if, I guess maybe they were just having a bored night, hey, just, bring that one homeless guy in or whoever and beat the living shit out of him and video it. And I did witness that through the really thick glass. That one's more of a circle, and then the center of the station. More weird. However, if you can angle your eyes good enough, like I could, we were able to see. And the other girls let me know. It was we were in a holding cell. So the treatment there was even it was grosser, but in the sense of population numbers for Monroe back in the day, it still wasn't clean. But they have like their own business going on. It's not a real jail. And I know this is alarming. There's no crime control. They are protecting organized crime over you. They would prefer you stay in the house. Don't guard much. Why don't you just hire a lawn care? Stay in your house, please. Thank you. Okay. So when I say improv, that's why, because of this. Holy Spirit says, even if I ramble names out and I feel that I went too far, judging someone, or the groups that judged me, because they specifically did, and I met with these people, is, fuck y'all. That was just a quick one from Jesus. Because soon, some of us, they might be actually stitching our mouths up. Because they're that strong. Satan loves secrets and silence. Nothing he loves more than the perfect pacifist Christian. When I mean pacifism, I mean they don't even go to the councils or the government to discuss their corruption. If you're that passive, you might want to be doing this like all day. Maybe like, I don't know, you can't hear it here, but like, make sure the heart is, Okay, so then what else? There's other stuff too. Medically, pacifists. Don't let them kid you. Pacifists, like where it's just, you've let Satan take over everything, but you're gonna still just stay out of it. Have the most health problems of any group under the sun, regardless of diet or any of that. When I mean pacifist, though, I mean suppression. They don't find any other way to deal with their emotions or anything. And we would say, well, that just sounds like a zombie. Well, it can actually go that way. I'm not a pacifist. Now, as a child, I knew to survive longer, I had to learn pacifism. And it wreaked havoc on me, because I'm technically a natural born, love music and all that. I might start being a brat like that too. So I knew when technology came, and then it did panic me for a bit. I knew my son's life by that. He'd be lucky if, because of the radiation and his tendencies toward clinging to something very thick like that, like a habit like that, it's very frontal lobe. He was already very, more of like, I'm just going to find out what that is. We had to work a lot on, let's sit back for a moment. You know what I mean? Let's sit back. I had learned how to sit back mostly, so I could identify, but as a youngster, I would be able to identify that I just like to try stuff. Sometimes, as long as no one was going to be out my butthole about it. But for the most part, I still would try to navigate. So if, for instance, a small barn or shed, was I going to try to jump off the roof? Was I going to try it with the sheet to make the wings, or the umbrella from good old Mary Poppins, which I find hilarious that so many people have a story about Mary Poppins. We all fucking knew it didn't work, but it was just a reason to try it. I think maybe just, was it a way for us to fuck with our parents? I mean, I didn't want them to see. I was bored out of my mind. I needed at least one other kid in the house or something just to hang out with. But the traveling with the skate. It was just also like, when is this term over? But the term never ended. It just changed into a different type of term. And I'm not kidding. I've had varying degrees of prison terms. And I mean an instance of in churches, and some church experiences would have became like a prison term. As an employee or as a volunteer or whatever. Just fully, just here it all is. Just how much can you drain from my voluntary, because I'm going to still be penalized because I've had to brush with the police who almost killed me, but I digress. And I have to just wear that badge from 2002. Now, it would have been messy. I mean, it could have been other stuff for sure still. But what they did, oh God, Lord have mercy. And then the family on top of it, and then like the extra beatings in between my ribs still healings. They didn't want the truth out because they needed their hands cut off. Yeah, in one of those countries where they do that. Tom and Ed would have needed to have their hands cut off. Maybe their mouths stitched up too. And unfortunately, I hate to be demented here, but I don't know, I ran out of ideas of warning them, but they just call the police, you know what I mean? It's sad, isn't it? It truly is. So I think my niece is an online prostitute. I'm very certain of it. And if she gets the perverts that they put on me that I didn't know about before my couple mistakes here and there as an adult, and that's on her, oh Lord. Big mistake, Mamma Mia. You really made a big mistake. You should have stayed less focused on your ex-sister-in-law that never wanted to be your sister-in-law. She didn't trust you at all. I didn't even trust you with a small follicle of hair on my arm. I knew you were going to help make madness of evil and Luciferian child violators just flourish. And you really did. And you're sick. And so everyone has about 10 days to get with the Lord. You think it's a joke? Well, I don't know what to tell you. So pretty soon here, the gate's closing. And I know there's different preachings on it, but the dystopia mentality, this thing, too many Christians still on board with blowing up Iran and all the poor people over there. Those poor people, all of them just, especially the Armenians. Are there any Armenians left? Oh my God, what a delicately beautiful, but yet strong, amazing culture. Armenians, I could name thousands that we don't even know about. You don't even know about. They're hidden in these little gem corners, and those are the tribes God will keep here because they haven't violated natural law and the Constitution of Rights. So everyone has 10 days. Yeah, I know, it's just the silliest thing. Just like the Earth in the center of North Continent. North America, you should actually be like praising the Lord if it's just a like abnormally scary seizure where he just simply doesn't let us get next door in a car or a bus or a train anymore because he's sick and tired of us. And it's going to be a huge cleanup. But I'm telling you right now, it's a lot better than what he could allow. And I think he's kind of letting up the reins a bit, but not much. Because Trump had to go over there and be a crazy lunatic. And now we're in a bunch of trouble again for it. So, God's cleaning the ship. And those getting dunked, well, guess what? They're never the ones that want to get dunked. You know. Did we ever dunk the kids? I never dunked kids, but who dunked the kid that wanted to be dunked? Because there's those whacks like us. Go ahead, dunk me, or whatever, like some bizarre shit. And those are the kids that the kids are scared of. Because our idea of fun is a little more daring, so to speak, when it comes to the gym or the playground. But even my son had to experience the pansy playgrounds. I took him to swim, like, what? I even started asking teachers, like, what is going on? Like, I'm not saying kids should get injured, but like, what's with the rubber like shit they're all running on, and it's toxic? And okay, I digress. Again, it's gonna be a big digression night. Is we got to get the show on the road. It's 20 minutes, and we were supposed to do Ecclesiastes 10, but I'm not gonna be able to see it good enough. So, and we're not getting the reading glasses because I'm not gonna buy another pair because, and these are too funny. So I got them before I was gonna do a stupid show. So, wisdoms, and it's not stupid, but wisdom's characteristics. Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth a stinking savor. So does a little folly him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. And I may have gotten this from one of the ladies. Literally, this could have been someone else. But yeah, I'm sitting here alone, and God's like, Ecclesiastes, and I will not be able to tell you. It could very well have been the other hundreds of people I try to, at least when I can't watch their message with Jesus, I click thumbs up. And I usually always go back and visit. Always. It might be weeks, because you're all just every day you do one every day. It's so beautiful. Okay, wisdom's characteristics. So, stinking savor, so doth a little folly him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. A wise man or woman's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Right hand, God. Left hand, what we want to do when we want to do it. But I have said, there is so much in here. God does not like annihilate our heart. He cleans it up and builds it back up. And he tries to help us with our flesh. I have a horrible one. You can tell, I'm sure, right? The scrunching of the face, just, is this how you look when you talk to people? And you wonder why you're just not what people want to see. Scrunching your face. What are you doing? And then the smart ass kind, little snide there I can get. I used to just, okay. Alrighty, here we go. Yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he saith to everyone that he is a fool. I don't know. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart is at his left. Yea, also, and that's YEA, when he that is a fool walks by the way, his wisdom faileth him. Okay? So say, I got it just like I think I would have liked it. And I would not. The stirring was for a reason. Holy Spirit made it clear that it was not going to be a normal situation. I was going to have to give up, go back, and deal with this thing that at that moment would have never been clear. Would have not been able to handle it about where I came from. So this is the deal. It all worked out. God made it work out. Even if I blundered heavily, he always worked it out. We had more of a different operation going on because I had to get into places. I didn't want to be a sinner or whatever. Didn't want to be fucking up, but it wasn't quite what people thought, trust me. That didn't mean that sometimes I didn't let people know what I thought. After their games just went so long, so hard, and like way too far. You know what I mean? Okay. But now you're just gonna get a look if we knew each other. Or I'm just gonna look through you because there was just too many people that made money off of me. Alright? Okay. I never gave permission. There's a difference. All right? Okay. So 10 days is for the underground. You're nuts. Revelation says it's got to get super dark and ugly first. Right. That's what I'm saying. So you have 10 days. Because you're so dark and ugly and disgusting, you don't even have time in 10 days to get cleaned up enough. To unwind that cold, dark heart would probably, you would have to lay on the ground and cry and weep. And maybe God would cut that nasty old rotten heart out and give you a new one. So we didn't get through Ecclesiastes 10, but I think you get the point. I don't even know what this lesson is. And I forgot stuff. It's 10 days. I don't know. I'd love to be able to be more clear. And of Ecclesiastes 10. You know, I really do have a lot of good stories, you guys. I mean, you guys, the things God let me see and learn is really phenomenal. And I don't think I'm going to ever be able to get the stories out right. And I really do praise the Lord. And I think He wanted me to enjoy so much more of it than this stupid little, why couldn't I do it better person. And he's just thinking, girl, you went to places I couldn't get any of the church to go. So, sorry. Remember those one scriptures: the lowly, the poor, the broken, the widowed, the meek, the mild, the starving, the beaten, the raped, the tortured, the homeless, the fleeing, the everything. They inherit heaven, not the devil's children. Sorry, folks. You messed up real big. And guess what? You don't know what you're doing. You dum-dums. Some of us are ready to scream until you clear this head, and you'll hear me say, no kings. No kings on this earth. My king is in heaven and in Jesus and in my heart. So when you cut my head, you cut Jesus Christ's head off again. And when you cut my brothers and sisters' heads off, you cut off Jesus' head too many more times again. And do you know where all of you go? No questions asked. Dunk! So you got 10 days. You get that shit cleared up in the courts now. Because God is coming. You dum-dums. You don't even know what love was, ever. And you certainly don't serve the Jesus Christ I do. And hallelujah for that. Hallelujah for that. And we found our tribes, but we're just still kind of not too close to yet. And maybe we won't be, because we will be the only ones standing. And when we look up and we see after who God dunked in the hells of fire, and we all look up with our Father, and we see each other's face on this plain earth line,